Hey guys, it's Sarah. Thank you so much for watching. So today I wanted to film just a chatty get ready with me. I thought we could put on some makeup together. The main thing I want to do in this video is a look using all 5 of my eyeshadow roulette shades for August, and I'll be honest, I haven't been using my eyeshadow roulette shades very much this month. I've had kind of a busy month. My parents came to visit, and I guess I just haven't been wearing a ton of eyeshadow. But I am excited to sit down and really play around with these shades. But if you're unfamiliar with my eyeshadow roulette series, I will link it below. But basically it is where I use a random number generator to select 5 shades of eyeshadow for my collection from all different palettes, all my singles, and it's kind of just like a random grouping of colors, and I try to focus on using those 5 shades throughout the month, and I always like to try to do at least one look using all 5 of them. They're not always like the most cohesive color story because again they were just randomly selected. This month's shades I wasn't totally in love with, but a lot of you guys convinced me that there is a lot of potential with these colors, so I'm excited to get started. I went ahead and primed my lids with my Jordana nude jumbo pencil that I'm using as a primer right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and, well, first let me show you the shades that we're working with. Okay, so these are the 5 shades that we're working with this month. I have Makeup Geek Venom, this is Cheeky from the e.l.f. Opposites Attract palette, Incense from the Norvina palette, Bronze Moonstone, which is a loose single shadow from Terre, and Kobari from the Bili Beauty Eyes of India palette. So it is kind of an earthy group of colors. The thing that's really tripping me up is I feel like they do kind of clash somewhat, but one of you guys said that this was giving you like Venus XL2 vibes, that Lime Crime palette that came out I think earlier this year, and I can totally see that. That actually was a beautiful palette. The more I've looked at it, the more I don't hate this color story. I think I'm gonna start by just buffing Incense into the crease, the Norvina shade. It's kind of just a warm medium brown, and I'm just gonna start. I am starting with the eye look, by the way. I already had some brow pencil and mascara on from earlier today, but that was the only makeup I had on, so we're just gonna start fresh. Looking at the comments, some of you guys commented with some suggestions for ways I could use these shadows together. One of you suggested doing the olive green on the outside of the lid, and then the lighter shimmer, the Terre one on the inside of the lid, or the rest of the lid, and then using the peach and light brown in the crease. I'm thinking that is what I'm gonna start out by doing. So now I'm gonna go in with a slightly smaller brush into the shade Cheeky from the e.l.f. Opposites Attract palette. By the way, did you guys see the new palette in this line from e.l.f.? I think it's coming out later this month, but it's like a blue and green palette. I think it's called Land and Ocean or something like that. It's got the word ocean in it. Oh my goodness. I will put a picture on the screen if I can find it. I know Trend Mood posted about it the other day, but I actually think I might buy that palette. I mean, it looks gorgeous. Apparently it has pressed glitters in it, and I have to say, there haven't been very many palettes or even makeup releases in general that have really been calling my name lately. But that one, on the other hand, especially knowing how much I love this palette, it's got some gorgeous and like really unique shades in it that I know I don't have in my collection. So let me know if you are feeling the same way about that palette as I am, if you're gonna pick it up. e.l.f. has really been nailing it with their eyeshadows. I mean, I've been so impressed by this palette. I've heard really good things about the new Classics palette, which is more of a neutral palette, and I've wanted to buy it, but I know I don't need more neutrals. But that blue and green palette looks stunning, so we'll see. But I'll just say I am tempted. So okay, we've got 2 of the 5 shades taken care of, and that's a really pretty kind of warm peachy crease. Trying to figure out what I want to do. Heidi's using the glitter box, please hold. Trying to decide if I want this green to be on the lid or on the or just on the outside of the lid. A lot of you guys suggested putting it all over the lid. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do it. I'm afraid it's gonna be too bold, but this is all just for fun. It's okay if it doesn't turn out perfectly, because I always have to tell myself that, because I feel like sometimes I feel like I take makeup way too seriously, and it's not really that deep. So I'm gonna go into this green shade. It's Venom from Geek, and just start packing it on the lid. Ooh, I forgot about this shade. So pretty. Let me zoom you in. Oh wow, that is prettier than I remember it. Alright, well, it's on there. It's very dark. I don't normally go this dark with my eyeshadow, or with my lid shade especially. But I could actually conceivably layer that Terre shade, the light shimmery shade, over it. Let's wait. I don't want to do anything too soon. Are you messing with the candle, ma'am? You're gonna singe your whiskers if you're not careful. Alright, time to go into the deep brown. I'm gonna do this deep brown on the outer corner. That's what many of you suggested, and I would agree. That's normally what I would use a shade like that for. I'm gonna kind of drag that on the lower lash line. So that right there is 4 of the 5 shades. I definitely want to add more of the peachy color. I feel like it got kind of lost. Okay, it looks like puke right now. But I feel like most looks, especially when I'm experimenting, they all come together at the end once I have on, you know, foundation, mascara, everything else is on. So the only shade I haven't used yet is Terre Bronze Moonstone, which that actually is my favorite shade of this whole set. I just love that color. So I'm gonna start by putting it in the inner corner, and then I'm gonna see how that looks next to the other shades and see if I wanna add more of it to the lid. Ooh, I had way too much on the brush, whoa. That actually looks really pretty. So I look really crazy right now, and I'm aware of that, but I do think it's going to get better as we do the rest. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, and then we'll kind of revisit the eye look and figure out what it needs. So I have good news. I just washed my makeup brushes, so they're all fresh. Very excited about that. So I'm also gonna use a lot of the products that are in my Shop My Stash and my project pan, because that's the products I'm trying to focus on right now anyway. I'm gonna put on a little bit of this CoverGirl Vitalist Go Glow Luminizing Lotion. This is kind of a multi-purpose product, but I like to just kind of dot it on almost like a primer, but especially at the high points of my face, just to add some glow. Then I'm gonna go in with my Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. This is the one that's in my project pan. I feel like I could use a little more coverage. Just gonna dot it on some more areas. Okay, then the concealer I want to use is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. So this is in my Shop My Stash for the month. I'm just using all brushes because I didn't bother to wet my sponge. Otherwise I probably would be using a sponge, but also since my brushes are nice and clean, I wanted to take advantage. Oh, it's amazing how much better it looks with a little concealer on the under eyes. Just kind of balances it out a little bit. All right, I'm gonna set my under eyes with the Besame Vanilla powder. All right, I'm gonna contour just a little bit with the Jordana Sculpt and Go. I can never remember if it's Sculpt and Glow or Sculpt and Go. I think Wet n Wild has a Sculpt and Glow something. This is Sculpt and Go Creamy Contour Stick in the shade Light. Love this. I've been raving about it a lot lately. It's just so good. And it's like the perfect tone for contouring. Then for blush, I am going to use the Wet n Wild Rosé Champagne, which is in my project pan. Now it is the only blush in my project pan because I used up the other one, which is so exciting. I've been told that this one goes really fast, and I don't know if that's gonna happen for me, but for some people have said that it actually, once you hit pan, it goes really fast. And I even had one person tell me they used it up in 9 months, or they at least finished it in their project pan in 9 months. So I don't know if they had already like started using it before that, but either way, that's pretty impressive for a blush, because I mean, I've had blushes last like, you know, years and years and years, and at least a full year of panning on top of that. So, but we will see. Either way, I do really like that blush. I'm just trying to use it up because I'm trying to use up all my Wet n Wild stuff. And then for bronzer, I've got my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in here. This one is new to my collection. I am late, very, very late to the party on this. Probably like the last person to the party. The party's already over. People are already leaving the party. Seriously, like people are panning theirs and using theirs up, and I'm just now buying it. This is probably one of the most hyped up products at the drugstore, and I kind of just felt like I had to try it just to see what it was all about. And I mean, I like it. I think it's pretty, but is it the most unique and amazing product ever? I mean, I don't know. Is it really that hard to mess up bronzer though? I feel like it's a pretty easy product for brands to get right. It's still a nice product. I think a lot of the reason why people loved it so much was the smell. And I mean, I can't deny it does smell good. For highlight, I'm gonna use my beloved Physicians Formula Natural Nude Shimmer Strips highlight. This product, I have really fallen back in love with it recently. I'm gonna focus on kind of the more golden tones in here, maybe like this general vicinity, but then also tap into the lighter shade so it's not too dark on me. Is that too dark? I don't think so. It doesn't look too dark right now. I feel like Physicians Formula has really become one of my favorite brands lately. Like all the stuff that I have from them, I really like. But I haven't tried that much from them. They are kind of pricier than a lot of drugstore brands. They're more like a mid-range brand, but how does that look? Things got a little dark on this side. I'm gonna go ahead and do setting spray. So the one that's in my makeup basket this month is the NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. It's really been a while since I've used this because I just fell in love with the Pixie one, but let's do it. Ooh, it's such a fine mist. I thought it was such a fine mist. And as always, like half of it got on my body and everywhere else besides my face. So this is where we are right now. I'm gonna kind of refill in my brows. I sort of filled them in earlier, but it's kind of going away with my e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. Now, how are we feeling about this eye look? It's pretty and I feel like it would be really pretty on someone else, but I feel like it's just so dramatic for me and my like fair skin that I'm just not so sure about it. But it's okay. I may pat a little bit more of this Terre loose shadow on the center of my lid and just see what happens. Oops. Oh no, I went too far back. It's getting everywhere. Ah, no. It's pretty. the green is kind of less noticeable now, so I might go back with just a little bit more of the green to kind of redefine it on the inner like third of my lid. I guess it's almost turning into a halo eye now. Which is actually what one of you suggested, so maybe it was just meant to be. And let's see, I do want to highlight my brow bone and just kind of clean up the outer areas a little bit. So I'm gonna go into a base since we have the Norvina palette open. Now for the lower lash line, I think I want to start out by going into Incense, and then I'm also going to do a little bit of the peachy color as well. Going into Cheeky now. Things got very kind of raccoony down there. Alright, I'm gonna finish it off with some mascara, and I think I'm just gonna be done with the eyes after that. I think I would like to use kind of a light peachy lip. I feel like that might balance things out a little, so I'm gonna use the Jordana lip liner in Rose Crush, which is part of my Project Pan, and then my Ulta Patent Shine liquid lipstick in Verona, which is in my 4 weeks 4 lipsticks for the month. So let's do that. Yeah, let's flip a mirror. It's pretty. I do like that lip color a lot. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go fix my hair, and I'll see you in a minute. So here we are back with the finished look. I don't love it, honestly. I kind of wish I hadn't gone so, I feel like I didn't go that heavy-handed on the lower lash line, but I feel like my lower lash line just looks very dark. So I kind of wish I would have just left that a little bit softer, but it's all good. I do like the colors together more than I thought I would. I think it's mostly just that the lid is just a little bit too dark and heavy for me. So I think next time what I would do is I would do the Terre shade on the lid, and I would save that olive green for more the outer half of the lid, the outer corner. I think that might be a little bit more flattering on me, but overall, I mean, I don't hate it. I just wouldn't, I don't know if I would really want to leave the house. You know what I mean? Like, it was fun to play around, but I'm not a huge fan of the way it turned out, to be quite honest. I do still think there's a lot of potential with these shades. There's a lot more I could do. So I definitely will keep playing around. It was definitely fun to get some more use out of all these shades and play around with them and just have a fun little get ready with me together. Get ready together with me. Get ready with, no. The other thing is the highlighter on this side turned out a little too dark, but not on this side. So just don't look at this side. But thanks for joining me for this kind of like makeup playtime experiment. I always have fun doing these videos, and I hope you found it fun too, even though it didn't turn out perfectly. If you did enjoy this video, I would love to have you subscribe to my channel, and I think that is all for today. I will talk to you next time. Bye.